Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrixlord 212, and I'm with David Aston. What's up, David?
Looking fresh, cleaned up, even more sexy than usual.
There you go. Wow. Okay, so we were talking off air about Last Jedi.
Lovely Jessica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing some shout-outs. We were talking off air about Last Jedi, so David suggested that we do a Everything Show on it with comparisons and stuff like that. So what do you want to talk about?
Yeah, cool. Well, I was just thinking, we were literally wrapping up the other video, and as usual, you're in a roll.
Yeah.
Not a bread roll, but you're on a roll.
Right, you want to continue.
And you're buzzing, your brain's going, and then just as you're finishing, you're coming up with a great idea.
Right.
So my idea was quite simply, we have yet to see Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, who I feel will actually be really good. I just have this feeling.
Right.
From one scene. But what mistake must Doctor Who avoid making that The Last Jedi didn't? And of course, we will go deep into the mistakes that The Last Jedi made. And they're not just purely to do with female. That may be a part of it, but unfortunately, it's way bigger than that.
If I could say, when I watch a movie or when I read comics or something or play video games, I look to escape reality, the real politics and nonsense. And a lot of stuff in this world is just, it's so ridiculous. And I don't want to read about politics in the comics. I don't want to see political agendas in movies or any type of movements in movies. And especially with Doctor Who, I mean, I love seeing Doctor Who every year or whenever it's on, but I don't like it when they start mentioning politicians, like American politicians, say like Obama or Trump, or they start talking about Brexit, all these different things that you really don't want to, let's just deal with Doctor Who and stuff like that. You don't want to have that stuff. So it starts getting political about, women and women's rights, the women's superior, and women, the way the world, the future is women. And I think that gets a little bit, we're equal. And right now they're making that we're not equal. And I think a lot of their movements getting twisted. Yeah, it's getting very twisted. And I'm getting tired of the jokes about the women is superior type of thing. So it's a turnoff. And I don't think people realize it's a turnoff to see that, especially if they go overboard like Last Jedi.
Yeah, I'm a feminist. I've become a feminist, and I've had snide comments. Yeah, I'm a feminist, my own feminist. I'm not somebody's feminist. I'm doing it for myself. Yeah, the ladies did it for themselves. Yeah, the ladies are doing it for themselves. And the problem is, it depends how it's done, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. When it comes to John Pertwee's Doctor, there were a lot of stories from the 70s where they were discussing something, but it's how you do it. And the problem is, they did it in such a way that it didn't interrupt the flow of the story.
Right.
But
I mean,
what about Last Jedi? Let's try not to.
Well, I want to mention something we were talking about off air. I want to talk about.
What mistakes did they make?
Okay. I want to focus right now on Poe Dameron. Okay, the pilot, the rebel. When we seen him in The Force Awakens, he seemed like he was cool, calculated, the best pilot in the galaxy for now of the rebels, and he was cocky. He was snapping at Kylo Ren, but he wasn't reckless. He wasn't stupid. He wasn't suicidal. Yeah. He was calm and calculated. He had an agenda. We got to get these plans to Rebel Alliance. That's it. There was no jumping off the handle. Now you get a different writer who, to me, it's like they're pushing the SJW, the feminist agenda, all these things where they're making the men stupid and the women superior. Now, why in this movie is he trying to like the hell with my team. Who cares who dies? We got to blow up these people. I'm going to die to save my life, risk my life to fight them. Why are you willing to throw away everything and change? The character is changing now from the previous movie. So now it's like he got younger, he got stupid, he got like reckless. He's going to ruin the whole thing that now a woman has to scold him, or a woman has to basically correct him or make him feel more stupid, like shoot him or something.
It was across the board as well, wasn't it? All the characters, there was no continuity at all. It was like
it's like another writer's writing the characters, and that's exactly what it is. But when you're doing that, you can't make it known, or you can't make it look like so blatant that it's a different writer handling these characters. It should flow normally, and it's not.
He was being scolded by that. Who's the lady with the pink hair?
It was like Laura Dern, right?
Yeah, her character.
And even the Princess Leia, she shot him. It's like stupid. Like, so he became a stupid character.
What was her name though?
What, her general that she is? I wasn't sure what her name was. I forgot what her name was.
I was amazed by how she was treating his character. I mean, here he is, this incredibly, he's an experienced pilot who's been on all these missions, and and yet she's deciding she doesn't want him.
Yes.
And
but he's been doing this so hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. Why in this movie alone, is he inexperienced?
Yeah. Why is she saying that to her best goddamn pilot when he should be leading the bloody thing? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And then everything about that film wasn't just. I have a theory, Joe. I was thinking about this before. People who scream sexism, that is an excuse to defend the overall bullshit that they created in that movie. Yeah, it's a nice deflection from the problems. Yeah, right. It's like that Rose. I mean,
let's face it. They named the character Rose because they know that it's a popular character from Doctor Who and other different things, and they tried to capitalize on it, but it was miscast because I felt that the actress did not portray her the way she should have been. She was a forgettable character. She wasn't important. And they didn't make her out to be, there was nothing stunning about her performance. I think that you're going to do something like that, all of a sudden it's like Finn's stupid. She knocks him unconscious. It's like, so now here's another example of men being stupid and being overwhelmed by the powerful woman. Now, give me another example is Princess Leia. She has no Jedi training that the audience knows of, yet she's supposed to be like God-like abilities, where she's able to stop the vacuum of space, fly like Superman. And again, as much as I love Princess Leia, don't tell me because she's a woman she can control the Force better than a man could without any training. That's stupid.
Well, it's nothing really to do with gender. It's to do with experience, isn't it? Really?
But where did she train? Like, that's the. I mean, are you going to say that Luke trained her in the books? But like, she's like then she would be a master Jedi if she was able to do that in space.
They made a very big mistake with Leia because, as we all know, Return of the Jedi, it's stated categorically by Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi that she is also Sans.
Right, there is another, and she's the other backup plan if Luke didn't work out.
And the whole point is that Force Awakens, they should have shown her using her powers.
Right.
Then, when they reintroduce Luke, they could have them appearing together. They could have had flashbacks to her having some sort of training.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's obvious that she did. I don't think she would have become a full-fledged Jedi.
But she did have I get that she had abilities without training. Like we saw in Empire Strikes Back, she's able to talk to Luke in their head, like Kylo Ren did with Rey, right? Without any Force training, just expanding the mind. And that I accept. But flying in space, preventing yourself from dying, preventing the vacuum of space, preventing your skin from getting ripped off, like flying being conscious and then healing up in a couple of hours.
Yeah.
That, I mean, first of all, she should have been, her skin should have been so damaged and everything. She should have been in the back of the tank, or she should have been in a suit like Darth Vader. You can't be in space and just be okay. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
There's force fields, there's this, there's that. It's impossible. So they just rewrote all the rules of Star Wars.
They basically, they could have had, it could have been due to the Force protecting you, because from what I've learned about Star Wars is that, like Count Dooku, he's able to use the Force to augment his.
Yeah, but she didn't have training really, so how was she able to do that?
That's the point. They didn't show any of that. If they'd shown that in Force Awakens, then that would have been more believable. If they shown her, levitating herself or something similar, that would have played nicely into that scene. But instead, you just have a scene that just literally no background or prior thing whatsoever.
You know what it is? It's this generation they don't want to waste time with stuff. So in other words, all these movies that you need to be trained as a Jedi, every single movie you need to be trained as a Jedi. Not this movie. No, let's just skip to the clip notes. She lifts a rock. She says she's trained. You can't do that. That's not developed. They've stated it in friggin' how many sequels. You need to be trained as a Jedi. You need to spend some time in training. Luke didn't want to train her, and then he trained her. It wasn't even good training.
Well, Luke basically has the same problem. He spent hardly any time with Yoda, and yet he was able to go one-on-one with Darth Vader.
And the fact that he just could turn off the Force, like the volume, it doesn't work like that either. It's everywhere, the Force.
Yeah.
So for you to just turn it off where you just don't use the Force, that doesn't make any sense, especially since he was that powerful.
It's Finn as well. He was suddenly, fighting with
I mean, anybody could use a lightsaber, but it used to be the only person that ever wielded a lightsaber that wasn't a Jedi was Han Solo. To use it to destroy, the Tauntaun to keep them warm. And General Grievous, okay, but you know what? You can't be having people use lightsabers without being Jedi. You're ruining the whole thing of Star Wars too. Like, Finn should be Force sensitive. He should be a Jedi or something. Same thing like Poe Dameron, supposedly.
Doctor Who really needs to make sure it has proper continuity with what's gone before.
Doctor Who, the thing is that everything was so forced to make her a woman. This political, they were building it up. Clara's like, you could be a queen of Gallifrey. He's like, I could. Oh, the future is female. Oh, you're going to be a female? I should be a female. You should be female. Built up for years.
Why not just, you're right, it's forced. It's like that scene, which it still bothers me now.
Every single actor had to compete for the role.
It's like Eaters of Light. There's this scene where, out of the blue, they suddenly have a discussion, with, this has been mentioned before, Bill, just for I don't know why, but she keeps having to tell everyone out of the blue that she's gay.
Yeah, because you have someone that's not gay writing for a gay character that thinks that the audience is stupid and he needs to educate the audience.
They've got this scene where they're just having a discussion about it. With why? What does that have to do with the plot?
Same thing in the Dr. False. Yeah. She's a cyber woman or Cyberman, and she's like, I like girls still, right? And it's like they're about to die. It's like, what the hell is the purpose of it?
All they had to do was do it in a more subtle way every now and then. Mm-hmm. I mean, they didn't need to do it really, because Missy was already the thing pointing towards a female doctor. I mean, that's blatantly obvious. So Bill was really unnecessary. And the problem with this sort of behaviour, Joe, is that it really doesn't do Bill any favours. It's like Clara, in the same way that Clara was a plot device at times. She's become a sort of LGBT plot device sermon. Yeah?
Well, did he become a woman so that we can have a relationship with Bill? Was that like a hint for her telling him, hey, I like women, so be a woman so we can be together?
I don't know. No. But what they're forgetting, though, It's that the Doctor and the Time Lords see gender as literally, taking off one coat and
The
putting
thing
on.
that they're not making clear is, as much as the Doctor said his speech, the Doctor lies. The Time Lords were racist, egotistical pigs. And even on Gallifrey, for their billions and billions of years of history, they were sexist, racist, everything.
Oh,
Look
who
at how
said
they
that?
treat their own people. They treat their own people. They're in sewers. They're in deserts. They're poor. They have rags. And this is the best society with
Yeah,
this freaking place in a bubble. It's the same crap. It doesn't matter how much history you have. You have idiots running the whole thing that they're
yeah.
treating their poor like a class system.
Oh, who said that?
Well, look at that. Look at the episode, The Day of the Doctor.
Yeah.
They're in rags. They're in old tattered
Oh,
rags. The Gallifreyans.
this is your opinion. It's not what a character actually
No,
said.
but no. Look at the episode, Day of the Doctor.
Yeah.
The Gallifreyans are in rags, in
Yeah.
Victorian rags. They're poor. Why aren't they living in this beautiful bubble city?
Yeah.
Why are they living on the streets?
Yeah.
That's not a sophisticated society.
No,
So it's a lie, and I think Moffat backed himself into a corner trying to create this bull crap that they switch genders like they change tissues, and that's not the case because it's been established that there was only one person to do it, the Corsair. And then, of course, after he did it, then it's like hip and Gallifreyan thing. Oh, let's just do that. But it wasn't like that always.
Yeah, I think the problem is if he did that a few times, didn't he? Sort of, Moffat came up with some brilliant ideas, but then he didn't seem to know how to find a resolution for it.
See, Neil Gaiman established about the Corsair that it was only one Time Lord to change sex.
Yeah.
He basically established history, and Moffat altered and changed that history. Also, he established that he did have another regeneration left, that the 11th Doctor told Mr. Clever, look and see if I'm lying. And he's like, oh, yeah, you do have a regeneration left, kind of, without saying it. So in other words, now you're saying he didn't have any regeneration energy left. So that's the whole point, is that Moffat's contradicting things.
So how much do they, no.
I just don't want her Doctor to be like women feminists, or war, men are evil, men are stupid.
I love feminism, the old-fashioned feminism. I'm not so keen on modern feminism because of these very same reasons. I became a feminist because I got sick and tired of two things. Women, through Last Jedi and other things going back years, putting down men. And also women being betrayed. Yeah, basically men being betrayed as, like you said. And also women being portrayed as it's weird because the whole point of feminism and suffragettes was breaking out of the mold of being treated like the weaker sex, being controlled by men and male-dominated society. And yet now they're being treated exactly like that. I resent it. And how much, Joe, do you think they should pay? They should actually, make reference to the fact that the Doctor has changed.
They should not make it where it interferes with the show and the flow. Because here's the thing. It's got to be, he's a man. Now he's in a woman's body. He's all confused. He can't act like a woman. He's got to be acting like a man in a woman's body. Then he could adjust, sure, as a she. But they can't make it like he's all for women's rights if he was never a woman before.
No.
So how the hell would he know? And how the hell would he want to be? I mean, it's going to be ridiculous now. And I wanted to just get away from the politics. Get away from today's topics, the Me Too movie, Time's Up, all these different things. Like, they just need to do about Doctor Who, not about, oh, women have suffered all these different. Listen, it's just ridiculous. Women have been voting. Women have rights. Women and men and women are equal, but now they're making it where they're not equal. That women are above, and I don't like that.
That's another point, Joe. How I mentioned that women are treated by some feminists as though they're this constant victim, that they're helpless. It's the same thing as you. They're now pretending, like Hollywood, for instance. They pretend that there's never been any strong, powerful women before modern people like Oprah. But if you look at the history of Hollywood, you'll see that
Right.
back in the 1800s and 1920s, there were plenty of female stars who were so powerful they had more power than modern female stars.
I honestly don't like everything that's going on. I mean, here's the thing. Yes, we want women to get more money. We want women to be recognized. But the way they're doing it now, it used to be if you worked hard work and dedication, you get paid more money. Now it's like going in without any experience. They expect to get paid equal to what the person is with experience. Like it doesn't work like that.
Oh dear. You know, Mark Ruffalo, the one who plays the Incredible Hulk, he made this. He was in an interview with somebody, CBS or somebody. He was saying that men should make more room inside their privilege to let women have a voice or something.
Women always have a voice.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. They make it like they're retconning. I saw something today, like the women's like, oh, isn't it great that we can have credit cards without having a man sign for? When was it ever like that, where a man had to sign for a woman to get a credit card? I've never seen that.
They have no clue about. They have no clue about what they're talking. You know, for instance, Mark Ruffalo said that, and then I looked and checked. And he was droning about privilege and how we should create a safe space so they have a voice. But
They have a voice. They've had a voice.
But I checked. I don't know how I did it, but I sort of checked who earns what out of the Avengers. Now, the two highest earners are Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. He gets paid about 80 million per film. Or 40 million or something like that.
Whatever.
No, it's 80 million Robert Downey Jr.
Well, with certain things. And then Scarlett Johansson, she's going to be getting huge money now.
Yeah, she's the second highest paid. She gets 40 million per film.
She's going to get what they get.
She gets paid more than the Hulk. Now, bear in mind, the Hulk and Thor, she gets paid more than them, despite the fact that they are actually more recognized characters.
Right.
And guess who's the one who gets paid the smallest amount out of the entire Avengers cast?
Captain America.
Nope, it's Mark Ruffalo. He gets paid just 2 point something.
Yeah.
And this is the same guy lecturing us about the wage gap.
Mm.
Yeah. He's getting paid less than a female star who's basically getting paid more than everyone.
Yeah, but you want to know why, though? Here's the thing. Yeah. All he is, he's on screen, he talks. He's not the Hulk, like, acting. There's this computer-generated thing, so he doesn't need to get paid more like that. She's doing her own stunts. She was pregnant, 6 months pregnant, and she's riding a motorcycle and she's flipping around. So, yeah, she should get paid $50 million. Yeah. I mean, he's not doing that. He's like, oh, hey, did I change? Did I disappear for 2 years? Oh, and then he turns, you don't see him again. It's like, you know, so Thor, yes. Captain America, yes. He should getting paid the less, yes.
It's about how much you're worth and how much you're willing to actually stand up for what you're worth. Like that Mark Wahlberg business. Oh, that's a bullshit. I mean, Mark Wahlberg was getting paid because he did more work than...
But he donated his whole pay.
Well, he shouldn't have to.
I know, he shouldn't.
That was nothing more than a very good example of how people are now expecting an apology.
That's it. People are expecting more wages, and even if you have no experience, like this whole article about Jodie Whittaker, right? That she went in there and she demanded. First of all, that whole article is bullshit. Okay, they paid her what they paid Peter Capaldi, what they paid Matt Smith. It's the same effing pay because it's not that it's a man or a woman. It's a doctor. She's a doctor. So she got the same pay, not because she's a woman or whatever, because that's what the rules are.
Joe, what was said in the actual interview?
They said that she demanded that she get paid that because she didn't want to get paid any less than Peter Capaldi or Matt Smith or anybody else.
Did she actually say that herself, or was it actually the article?
No, it was one of those story things that said she said it.
So the person writing the article claimed
it's bull crap.
So that's weird. I was actually thinking that when I read it because
it's bull. How do you get a role, right? where you didn't even have to, you didn't have any competition. You're given this role.
Yeah.
But how are you that you didn't even start the job yet? You're demanding anything. Where does that come from? Who does that? They'd be like, take a walk. It would be like.
What I was thinking was that, hang on a second, she would have automatically had the same offer made that Bacody was.
They gave her the same shit. She signed it. There was no fight. That's bullcrap.
She would automatically be given a starter one.
That's what she got.
Yeah. The idea being that after several years, she'd be in the position to renegotiate.
1 year. If she can do something with the show, build up ratings, do this, she'll get a raise.
That's dishonest.
So they lie. They lie all the time because there's a slow news day for Doctor Who. So half the stuff out there is bull crap anyway. You know how many times they're bored and they're still talking about Twice Upon a Time? They're still talking about Moffat doing this and Moffat.
These fuckers have been doing this sort of thing for years. They've ruined feminism. They're polluting young people. Never mind gender. They are giving young people a totally unrealistic view of how.
Oh, definitely. Because then people are going to think this is the way it has to be. And then when it changes again, because it will, because what's going to happen is, I do support all women to get what they deserve to get when it comes to people they were being mistreated, they were being this, they were being that, the careers were held back. Yes, you should get everything you should get. But now there's another breed of woman out there that's making false claims and jumping on this movement that's going to destroy their movement. Because you're going to find within the coming year that all these new accusations that's already been finding that's been bullshit, that about 50% of them are going to be bullshit. And when that happens, and that they tried to destroy actors' careers and it failed, this whole movement's going to go in the garbage, and movies companies are going to go against this.
Which accusation, just to clarify for the audience?
There's many accusations that, this producer or this director asked for favors or held back a woman's career because she didn't do this, she didn't do that, she did this. And now it's becoming every day someone will be like, oh, James Franco did this, or this actor did this in 30 years ago or 20 years ago. And it's like, that was 30 years, 20 years ago. It's like, what are you talking about?
Well, have they actually proven?
No.
It's always the same routine. One person makes an accusation that hasn't even been proven. So a whole bunch of cockroaches, sorry ladies, I'm saying that, tough, come out of the woodwork, cockroaches, one accusation which doesn't have any at the time.
But all these movie companies have no balls lately. All these movie companies have no balls lately. So they give in. They're like, yes, we believe you. He's fired.
Yeah. They have got a choice there, have they? They know if they...
I have a choice.
If they either apologize or they'll just get sacked.
Listen, these actors are like, no, I didn't do this.
They never do that, hardly.
Do you know that they made a false claim about Stan Lee, and that story's over with already? That thing's been done and proven he didn't do anything wrong, and it's a dead issue. They don't even bring it up anymore because somebody tried to make money saying that Stan Lee mistreated people, and that was bullshit. Bullshit.
I really get pissed off with these ancient crimes, as they call them in the UK. Ones, like you said, 30 years ago. And I'm personally getting sick and tired, as a man, having feminism and society bitch and moan, put us down and be negative. Now, bear in mind, this is what encourages women to lie about rape and sexual assault. That's not that devalues and discredits real victims. Secondly, it's damaging to the self-esteem of young boys, just like family abuse or something.
I have a question for you.
Why the fuck don't people stand up to these people? Why don't the police, when someone's been proven to have wasted time and money, that could have been given to someone who's been raped for real, or somebody who's been suffering serious, burglaries or something? Why don't they actually treat this bitch or a man making a false accusation? Why don't they go after that person for what they are, a criminal?
I don't know.
The fucking law.
I don't know.
Yeah, but all kidding aside, this is the Doctor Who. This is my opinion. They should just stick to telling a good story. They should use him being a her in a creative.
Yeah.
The best way to use the Doctor being female is to actually use it as an opportunity to delve into Time Lord, mythology and stuff. And here's the thing: there's actually a DVD called Circle of Time from Big Finish, 4 stories featuring the 5th Doctor, Peter Davison, and Nizza. And there's the first story features basically the first story. The Doctor is sent by the Time Lord to investigate a Time Lord called Cardinal Zero, who's basically involving himself in the lives of alien species. And there's this fascinating, absolutely wonderful exchange between the 5th Doctor and Nizza, where he talks about regeneration politics, species regeneration politics, yeah? And that's what we should be having. So the Doctor being a female is a golden opportunity to actually look into an area of Time Lord society and biology and regeneration in a way they've never done before. Yeah?
Could be.
But if they just turn it into some, let's try and recruit.
Let's bash men. Let's bash men. Let's bash men. Then the ratings are going to go in the toilet, and the show's going to get canceled.
Yeah, the simple fact that you know what, ladies and gentlemen, if you're still watching this, you probably are. But the simple fact is, this is the sort of subject and sort of video I thrive on, isn't it, Joe?
Yes.
That gets my wheels spinning big time.
Yes.
Big wheel keep on burning.
And that's what life is about. You find something you're passionate about. It builds this fire up inside of you to want to speak out and do things. And you're evolving. You're doing casts. You're doing this. Yeah. You're out of the house. You're out of your funk.
Yeah.
You're out. You're having fun, and that's what you're doing.
Going back to Doctor Who, though, you're right. The simple fact of the matter is, Doctor Who, would you agree with this, Joe? Doctor Who is it is slipping in the ratings.
Yes.
And the simple fact is, with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who, I guarantee you, the biggest critics of her Doctor are going to be those same JWs and feminists.
I honestly think, and again, I think that Peter Capaldi was phenomenal. I think that the writing, they made the big episodes, the final episode, or this episode, or that episode. I think the writing was all over the place, but I do feel that another big factor with the ratings is having Doctor Who absent for 10 months or more, and I think that is what is destroying the fan base because fans don't want to wait that long. So why don't you change the way you film it? Change the way you film it so that way you have something out there for supply and demand. The public wants it, you give them something, and then you continue. And do it like Walking Dead, where Walking Dead is on one part of the year, they take a month or 2 break, and then they're back. Put Doctor Who. It starts in April. You have 4 episodes. It takes a 2-month break, and then it comes back. And that's what you do. Because you can't have it where a whole 10 months there's nothingness. And when it comes back, the ratings, yes, the first episode is going to be strong. But then the second, third, fourth, it's going to dip. Because people are so angry that it's been off the air for so long. That if it's not the greatest script they've ever seen, people are not going to give a crap about it.
Yes, of course. It's like.
Is it worth the wait?
It's like a restaurant. This is something I've always loved about restaurants. One of the best bit of advice. Basically, you have a customer waiting for a meal. It takes absolutely ages. It should have taken 10 to 15, but it took, say, 45 minutes. That customer isn't going to worry. That customer isn't going to mind so much if the meal is absolutely phenomenal. But if that meal comes to them after 45 minutes and it's piss poor, that customer is going to be bitching big time. And it's ridiculous.
It's like Doctor Who. Yeah. Doctor Who, you wait.
On and off, big gaps all the time. That did so much damage to Capaldi. Add that to the up and down quality of the scripts and the change of character of the Doctor as well. And look at what it did before with Colin Baker's Doctor. The show was gone for 80 months, and that just any sort of
when Doctor Who came back for Series 10. What was the episode that they threw at us? The first episode, the first threat, a puddle monster. In fact, we called it the puddle monster. They named it the puddle monster, saying, yes, it's the puddle monster. They said it flat out. They called it the puddle monster. That's how ridiculous it is. So you wait.
Homophobic. That was homophobic, really.
But you wait 10 months, you get the puddle monster. Then you get alien wood lice. You get stupid ass villains. Stupid ass stories.
You get a story, Joe, where Billy's basically going after pussy, essentially.
You get an episode where there's emoji robots. This is stupid as shit. And again, I did like the episode, but it's not an episode that you wait 10 months for.
If you think about it,
the Dr. Falls and that one's the one you wait 10 months for.
If you think about it, Joe, essentially what the Views got was pussy in a puddle for Bill.
The World Enough in Time and Dr. Falls was an episode that you would wait 10 months for. You have two masters. That's huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
First time ever.
But that is the thing, you open with it. Like Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, a big opener.
A Big Finish of... Oh, yes. Moffat is ripping Big Finish off again. Because they did that with Big Finish. They had a sort of trilogy of stories with the Master, didn't they? With 3 different Masters. They had, Jeffrey Beavers.
Yeah.
They had the Big Finish 8th Doctor Master. And I think they had another one, didn't they?
The whole point is that you need a strong opener and a strong closer.
Yeah, okay.
Not mediocre throughout the whole season, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 episodes here, or maybe some, and then you have a big ending. It doesn't work like that. You need pacing.
Yes. It needs to sort of keep, it's like a piece of music, really, isn't it? You have to keep the viewers sort of humming along with the song, essentially.
Even if you have to have a weak point, it's in the middle then. It's like a sandwich.
Oh, one thing you forgot to mention, actually, is that they introduced that whole plot of Bill and the lady. And,
nothing happened.
Her this important love affair, she's sort of looking at, trying to find her because she wants to be reunited, and then nothing.
Moffat throws it in the garbage like he does all the freaking things, he plot lines he decides to change. Like Danny Pink is the biggest thing ever, then he's not the biggest thing ever.
Yeah, fucking hell. Forgot about that. Yeah, and that's the thing. If it had Russell T Davies, you would have had something like
consistency.
You would have had. Let me finish, Joe. Let me get to my brilliance. If it was Russell T Davies' era, you would have had a situation where, like Rose in season 8, you would have had little sort of teases and hints here and there. But instead, you got absolutely nothing. Like with Rose, she popped up in unexpected places in the episodes. Like at the end of...
but not season 8. Yeah, season 4. Yeah.
You just get the feeling that at some point, Moffat was literally burnt out or something. He wasn't even trying anymore because he was, half fast asleep.
Well, there's a lot of things going on in his life that probably affected the writing, and that stuff should have been prepared for before. You have everything written, and then you go. You don't maybe I have this, maybe I have that, and then you go. It
Banging
doesn't.
executive producer against a desk.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, you and your jokes, eh? Yeah. But if you think about it, that seems to be happening a lot now. You've got Last Jedi, you've got Doctor Who, and other things. It's like a lapse of quality almost, isn't it?
Yeah, the quality's gone down. Last Jedi, the quality's in the gutter right now, which people overseas are not having it.
No.
China, they don't want it.
Why did they?
They hate it.
Why did
Hate
they?
it.
What happened with China then?
They don't like that. People don't like that bull crap when they start doing stuff with the SJW stuff. They don't. It's so bad right now. They can't have anything called Star Wars over there. They don't want it. They don't want that nonsense with the women. And, men are stupid, and they don't like that. So.
It is technically sexist.
Yeah, there's no men and women are created equal. It's women are superior. It's a ridiculous notion.
You cannot, as a feminist, claim that you believe in equality if treatment. Let's get straight. Equality is more than just. I don't believe in the gender wage gap. In certain situations, someone should be paid more, but the overall gender wage gap is totally wrong. It depends entirely on life choices. How many hours you're willing to do, how many overtime, and most importantly, the type of industry that you enter into. That will determine how much you earn. And it doesn't make a difference if you're man or woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with equality, it isn't just wage gap. It's so much more. It's about how you treat people, how you treat human beings. And if you're claiming that you're into equality and you're saying, oh, you stupid man, you fucking idiots or whatever, then you're not really adhering to your own standards. So, there.
There you go.
Yeah. So, basically,
I mean, we could end it right here if you wanted.
Just before we do, what would you say are the... think of 5 strengths that this new female doctor will give the show, and 5 downsides. I might do a bigger video about it, actually. She's
young. She's energetic. She's building up a fan following amongst people like peers and like, say, Christopher Eccleston. She's done other roles that have given her a good name.
Yeah.
She's going to be a role model now for all these girls to like Doctor Who.
Oh yeah. And just to interrupt you, they can't claim Doctor Who's sexist anymore. They probably will do, because the main lead is now a woman. And
now that the show is back to being a family-oriented show, or should be, family-oriented show, it shouldn't have anything to do with romance with her. She should not be with anybody, and that would only confuse things, like for them. Just about saving the universe. That's it.
5 bad things. Downsides.
The downside is that they're going to, and I really feel they're going to do this, every single episode, like they said that Bill was gay, they're going to say about men are stupid, or men are this, or men are inferior. They're going to do that. They're, of course, because she's a woman, they're going to do women's rights. They're going to do past things. They're going to travel to the past where women didn't have rights. They're going to capitalize on that. Okay?
I know, but who said that, though? I mean, it's a nonsensical idea.
What?
Who said that they're going to put down men every episode?
I'm saying, you said what would be the bad points?
Oh, yes, okay, go. Okay.
So the bad points would be bashing men all the time.
Yes.
And making them men are stupid. Again, having it where they're making it political, where they're going to show what women went through. It's not about, the show is not about women, and the show is not about women's rights. It's about traveling through time and space and saving aliens and the Earth from cosmic threats. So we don't have time for a freaking changing the show around to show women's rights because she's a woman. That's not what the show is there for.
It's not just about women. It's not just about men.
No.
It's a show that's supposed to be for everyone.
Right. Third point is they're going to make it political where they're going to they're going to bash America with the Trump thing. They're going to bash this. That's going to be the third bad thing. Fourth thing is they're going to show her, like the TARDIS is probably going to hardly appear. I don't know if it's because of budget or whatever, but they're going to try to make her where she's such a great doctor. She don't need a sonic screwdriver. She don't need the TARDIS. She's going to use her brains. They're going to try to make her like a Peter Davison type without a sonic screwdriver. Even though he did have a sonic screwdriver and got destroyed, they're going to try to make her that she's going to try to use things without sonic screwdriver.
The sonic screwdriver, if you think about it, it's a bit like the Daleks. It's been used so much.
But it doesn't matter, though. I like it. The fifth thing is that she's going to have many companions because they're going to try to show off to the companions how great she is. And that may be a bad thing.
The Doctor does that all the time, though.
Yeah, and they're going to do it beyond overboard with this, with that.
I think that's fantastic. You are a genius. You really are. But I think, I don't think there's anything wrong with, they did politics in the last season.
I don't like that, though, when they did that. Because you know what it is? The Doctor shouldn't be taking a stance because he's an alien. Yeah. Like he knows who Donald Trump is, or he knows, because it used to be like when he was a doctor, he wouldn't know some of the most famous friggin' people. Like they made a joke about it. Like, how could you not know this person? I don't know. Like, not that he has to know everybody because he's a damn Time Lord. Yeah. So, the fact that he knows Donald Trump, it's like, what the hell? Like, so you're making him take a stance that Donald Trump is evil. So you're saying that the Doctor's Democrat. And then, see, that causes another problem. Just like in the comic books, when they tried to do that crap, and then books got canceled, then they stopped that crap. Yeah. Same thing in the comic books when they made all the female characters take over for the male characters, and then the books are getting canceled because they forced it.
These are lefty liberals and progressive. They don't learn.
I just want to watch Doctor Who.
The big difference between them, lefties and conservatives, it does seem like lefties are sort of incapable. Their ego gets in the way, from what I can tell.
When I watch Doctor Who, I'm a Whovian.
Yeah.
There is no Democrat, there is no Republican, there's no male, there's no female. I'm a Whovian. I just want to watch Doctor Who. I don't want to deal with this nonsense. I want to just watch Doctor Who. Yeah. Same thing like I'm reading a comic book. I want to read about Spider-Man. I don't want to see all this garbage. I want to read about this. I don't want to see all this garbage. Movies, too. You watch movies to escape. Yeah. When they start doing that, then the movie fails and the makes less money and it drops. And then people change then because they see a pattern. Like if they put out 20 zombie movies and they realize nobody's seen zombie movies anymore, then you stop zombie movies.
Yeah.
So if they see all this feminist crap, overboard women's superior movement is destroying business and bad for business, they will stop promoting this crap.
The one thing that Hollywood and showbiz companies, basically it's down to money. That's the one. When their ability to make money is sort of hampered, that's when they do change things.
When I'm watching a singer on the Grammys, and they're singing, but their song is politically motivated for their women's rights. Okay, if you're gonna sing, you sing. But if you all of a sudden you forgot how to sing, and you're actually just screaming, and you're like making like your emotions are over, and you can't even sing anymore, and you're just talking to the mic as the song, then that's not a performance that, oh my God, you're great. It's that you're either too pissed off to perform, and you just can't sing. But you're a singer.
Yeah, I think it's boring. First off, women rights being pushed by Hollywood. There's nothing original about it, and they're trying to pretend again that it's.
Women didn't learn to vote yesterday.
Yeah, it didn't.
Women didn't get rights yesterday. This has been decades and decades and decades that women's had rights. Yeah. When was it like 5 years ago women couldn't get a credit card by themselves? That's bullshit.
It's like knocking Donald Trump. That stopped being funny or original ages ago. But you see, this is the problem. Liberals, lefties, progressives, SJWs, they're like sort of caught in a sort of space-time warp, aren't they? Really?
Listen, agendas like this and egos and agendas don't make money.
Yeah.
You lose money.
Ego paradox, basically. It's like Day of the Daleks, when they go ahead with their attempt to kill Sir Reginald Starks, despite the fact they've been told by the Doctor that they're just making it worse.
It's like the Magnum PI reboot.
Is somebody knocking?
No, the Magnum PI. Remember Magnum PI?
Yeah.
Tom Selleck?
Yeah, just hang on, I need to check somebody's. Hello? No, never mind.
Magnum PI reboots. Magnum PI. Remember Magnum PI, Tom Selleck?
Oh, yeah, Tom.
The reboot is all female.
Oh, God.
Magnum PI is female. Higgins is female. Everybody's female.
Yeah.
Greatest American Hero, rebooting it. It's going to be an Indian female.
We have a woman.
Indian American female.
Yeah.
Which they're trying to do diversity. But they're force-feeding diversity. You can't. Here's the thing. You're trying to shove this down people's throats to say, hey, we want people of all different races. Listen, that's fine. They could be movies. But you're forcing it upon them where maybe James Bond should only be a male, not a female. Yeah. Why are you forcing it on people? Because when you're forcing it on people, then it fails. Yeah. So James Bond can only be a male forever. There's a reason behind it.
This is their point. They've Ghostbusters, Star Wars, and many other things. They've tried this and they fucked up.
Well, no. Ghostbusters had female members before. So there's nothing wrong with having them. In fact, it's not even a it's new characters in a new universe. Nothing was wrong, I felt, with Ghostbusters. The problem with Ghostbusters was they got too political, too, with the jokes and the man bashing. And yes, that was annoying, okay? Which it did affect the movie, too, because then they had taken a political stance and they went crazy. Just do a Ghostbuster movie and just fight ghosts. Stop being like, I voted for Hillary or this, that. Who cares about that? You want to see a Ghostbusters movie. You don't care who they vote for. You don't want to know who they vote for. You don't want to know all that stuff.
It's almost like making the movie or making the TV show quality was, it's not even second concern, but third, fourth.
Listen, I love watching Supergirl. It's one of my favorite shows. But there's the things it's annoying about me. Why doesn't she fight men? Why is it so rare that she fights a guy? Like, why is every villain, isn't it an anti-woman thing if every villain she fights is a woman? Yeah. Like, constantly?
I've read several Supergirl comics, graphic novels, and she goes toe-to-toe with plenty of superhuman...
Correct. Yeah. But isn't it destroying your movement that all the villains are women instead of men? I'm talking about the superpowered one, right? Yeah. Yes, you're having villains, you're trying to make them that stupid, they're the guys, right? But why can't she fight a man? Like, why is it once a year we get to see her fight somebody that's like a guy? I don't understand what this whole thing was, that just because, all right, you have Carol, she's her and her sister. I love them. They're great. Yeah. But when the show was about her sister getting married or her sister dating, it wasn't Supergirl anymore. It was about her sister's show. That's what got me annoyed. And again, it's not that, I'm not a sexist pig. I want Supergirl show to be about Supergirl. I don't want, like, secondary characters or whatever to take over. Yeah. So, her sister Alex, I don't want to see that about the, her relationship. That was the whole thing. It was like they were building that every episode. It's got to be, Supergirl's got to be about Supergirl. Iron Man's got to be about Iron Man. Spider-Man's got to be about Spider-Man.
Is Supergirl a show where they actually don't bash men?
No, they do. Sometimes. And I don't like it.
Why can't they just write a TV show like they used to, where men and women are both just simply characters?
Exactly. They did this Flash episode. It was the worst episode I've ever seen, ever. Right. Where, how could you have a Flash episode where he doesn't even use his powers and he's not the Flash. That should be like, if you're watching the Flash, you expect him to use his powers.
Yeah.
Or even if he lost his powers, he gets it back. But the whole episode was feminism. It was, they even said hashtag feminism. They even mentioned Doctor Who on the Flash. That the girl says, oh, Doctor Who sucked until he became a woman. Basically. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now?
What's that episode called?
It was I'll tell you what it is when we get off there. It was all about the women were empowered. The women were the best. The men suck and they were stupid. They were getting drunk. They're stupid guys. And the women were like, oh, we don't have any powers, but we're so good as women we can do anything.
If you need to put down somebody else, then you're not empowered. You're just a bully. Yeah. Men
and women are equal. That's what I was taught.
Those women saying that in any TV show or film, that does not make them empowered, in my view. That makes them look more insecure than they want to admit.
Yes.
It doesn't make any difference if it's man, woman, gay, straight, white, black, Asian, whatever. Yeah, if the person's doing that, same thing.
Yep.
Just the person saying it is different. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I am going to give Jodie Whittaker every opportunity. I'm going to give her leniency for the first few episodes because she's, at that time, she was totally new to it. And unlike previous actors, ladies and gentlemen, she and Joe, of course, wonderful Joe, she's got a lot of, unlike any other actor, before her, being introduced, whether they're playing Doctor or not, she got the added pressure of scrutiny from everyone, feminist, non-feminist, you name it. Mm-hmm. So really, what she doesn't need is bullshit. What she needs good scripts. What she needs is the BBC scheduling the show with respect to get as many damn views as possible. What she needs is not to be used as a token, political toy for insecure feminists who, unlike me, aren't as good at being feminists. What she needs is to be written as well as anything from the best 60s, 70s, 80s, or 2000 or 2010 stories. What she needs is to be written as well as, The Doctor's Wife or The Curse of Fenric or, Genesis of the Daleks. Stories where, yes, The Doctor's Wife did have a female TARDIS, but she was written well. She, it all fitted in perfectly, logic and emotion-wise. It wasn't shoved down your throat as a sermon in how men are weak or how women are subservient.
Yes.
Feminism. Feminism needs women more than women need feminism. Because women are strong and empowered if they choose to be empowered and actually have the guts, just like anybody else, to work towards earning that sort of respect from other people.
Yep.
That's, if you want to write a good character, just write them. And then the quality, good or bad, will show. You don't need you don't need some dickhead, in some radical feminists. You don't need pressure from men rights activists. Just write a good quality script, get a good quality actress or actor to play the part, get a good quality director to direct it. End of.
There you go. All right, we got to get out of here now.
Yeah.
Take us out.
Yeah. We're knackered now, aren't we?
That's the way it goes. Take care. Bye for now.